Yes, she is the one he was waiting to earn a fortune from. As Rena Wolves comes, everyone is amazed by her beauty. They are envious of Logan. She greets everyone with a beautiful smile. Even Rick was amazed by her beauty. But the guy who should be the happiest is not looking happy. Then she starts reading the letter that the Count means her father has entrusted her with. The letter was so long that it takes her around half an hour to read it, and so she finished it with a request to break off the arranged marriage. For a moment, everything becomes silent. The Count beat around the bush, but the real message behind it was like this. He thought Logan's father would become an aura user, but he's been stuck as a high-ranking knight for over 20 years. And on top of that, Logan is the worst. So they should just go their separate ways. That's what I was thinking. What is the reason for a Count to marry his beautiful daughter to an extremely poor baron son, who is famous for being good for nothing and has no chance to become a baron in the future? So I think it's good enough that they didn't humiliate him and tried to keep the message as indirect as possible. But of course, Logan's father is a proud man, and he will take this as a humiliation. He got angry and asked her if they're trying to humiliate them. Rena said that it's not like this, and she came as an envoy because she was concerned that he will think it that way. So she came to clear the misunderstanding herself. She even cried and said that, still, have vivid memories of her 1-year stay here during their childhood, and she had no wish to abandon them. But she is bound by her family and has no choice but to follow their directions. So she thought that it would be best to meet young Master Logan in person and apologize. Maids are moved by her words and were thinking that her heart is as beautiful as her face. Of course, not everyone thinks like this. Like Marion Kairos, Logan's stepmother and Ronian's biological mother. She asks Rena to tell her that she'd like to hear about those unavoidable circumstances. She doesn't like Logan and regards him as an enemy because of the matter of succession, so Logan thought that she'd stay quiet. But it looks like the family's honor is more important. Rena apologizes and says that she herself is unaware of the reason, so she cannot tell her about it, because she is only someone who shall marry and become part of another family's. So, her father doesn't discuss important family matters with her. Of course, Logan's stepmother is not going to easily accept it. She is a tigress after all. Rena says that in return, the Wolves family intends to pay 3 million gold as compensation for breaking the engagement. McLean's family finance manager, Dwayne Filsner, was very happy after hearing the amount. Logan was also waiting for this free cash. But of course, Logan's dad is not going to sell his honor for just 3 million gold. He was extremely furious by this. In anger, he released his power that even his guards are unable to handle. Then Rena's knight comes forward to protect her. He introduces himself as Rockfern, the knight of the House of Wolves. He pleads to Baron to calm down and continue the conversation. This knight is also a high-ranking knight, just like Logan's dad. He was impressed by that. He was able to achieve it at his age. Of course, this means he should injure him, who is the Wolves family's rising star, in exchange for the disgrace to McLean family's honor. But it looks like they know the way to get out of this. They said that the Count said that McLean Patriarch is a man of honor, and that he also said that he wouldn't persecute the young lady or a young junior. They know how to play with him using his honor. Rena said that they don't want to buy his honor with money either. They just hope that he accepts it as a gesture of a sincere attempt to maintain friendship between two families, despite the public criticism invited due to unavoidable circumstances. They pushed Logan's dad into a corner now. If he presses this matter any further against juniors, he will become a man without honor. He understands their plans, and he was about to burst with anger because of it. But he decided to let the knight live unscathed. He says that they will not accept the money, but in exchange for breaking the engagement, House McLean only requests one thing, and that is the apology. The guards are impressed by his decision. But Logan is not happy with the decision. He can't let his plan to get free money go to ruin. 3 million gold is the whole year budget of the McLean family after all. Also, half of their current funding is the support they get from Logan's stepmother's family, and they will go bankrupt the moment that support is cut off. So there is no way they can afford honor. He tells his father that he will like to accept the terms of the wolves offered as an apology. His father is very angry that he wants him to go back on his words. He puts pressure on Logan, but Logan tries to handle this with his force. His father says that McLean House isn't so poor that they need to abandon their honor for the sake of money. This is called not having the sense of reality. Logan takes a long breath and tells him that they are that poor. He says that McLean House owes the bank 3 million gold right now, and a year's interest alone is 150,000 gold. And without the Kairos' support, they'd be bankrupt right now. They are the kingdom's greatest beggar family. Well, at least that's what he was thinking. But since this is an official meeting and everyone is here, he decided to keep it to himself. They are more poor than I was thinking. They're basically running in negative money. Logan decided to play the same card of honor. He says that he was doing this for honor. His father was confused about how him going back on his words is for honor. Logan says that Wolf's house has a higher standing than their family, and the Count is also a Margrave of the East. And though they are a leading power in the East, they're not the family. The McLeans serve as their lord, and he fears that ending this with just an apology would lead to rumors of them having bowed down to the wolves. Rena said that House Wolves isn't such an irrational family, and they have the utmost respect for McLean's honor. It looks like she's trying to save her family money. Logan asks her that she comes to one-sidedly break the engagement, and yet she talks about rationality. She doesn't know what to say now. In the previous life, Logan believed that Rena was genuinely sad about the engagement breakup. And before doing the stuff she is doing now, she called Logan to meet alone. She told him that they might have to break up, but she wants to create a last memory with him. And the stupid Logan thought that since his life as a young master is ruined anyway, so why not go with the flow and risk it all for the woman he loves and run away? But of course, this is his wishful thinking. Rena has something else stored for him. She first tears her clothes and then throws the knife towards Logan and tells him to learn where he belongs and get lost. And since you lost to his younger brother, it just made things easy for her. Logan was still confused about what she meant. Then she started tearing her clothes and started screaming. As soon as she screamed, her knight comes in the room. After that, she started crying in front of him and says that Logan became aggressive, and you can guess what else she tells everyone. She deserves an Oscar. She is so good at crying. And since Logan is already at fault for so many mistakes, so no one believed him, including his family. As a result, the McLeans were forced to apologize to the wolves and pay a hefty compensation. After that, because of her, he never trusted women. But he is not going to let her get away with it, just like this.